Okay, so this is a Thurman Rants
Never
video
Land.
because I haven't read I haven't read Promise Neverland since that guy named Andrew, not this one over here. Hi, Andrew. Yeah. Anyway, there was a guy named Andrew who just died and got eaten. That's the last chapter I read. But Thurman has been thinking about how shitty this is for quite a while today, and he just needs to let it go. So enjoy.
I'm sorry. I can't. The series is so bad. It's just it's painful to read, and the only reason why I'm reading it is because I'm a loyalist to a fault, and I have to finish it, see it through. I started it, and now I must go finish it through my mistake. It's just everything. This whole arc is just so bad because everything the author tries to build up means nothing because we care little about the characters. Like the demons, like them trying to kill the queen, like the Gillian trying to gain back the whole flashback. Like the whole point of Norman's plan would feel much more impactful. We would care much more if the author made us care about the characters. Like Norman is just a stereotypical villain. Like, oh, I'm doing this for the greater good for us. Oh, and like all of his friends, I could care less about because literally all their whole entire character is just like, oh, I hate demons. I want to kill all demons because they ruined my life. And that's it. It's just like there's no depth to the characters.
Yeah, you gotta love people that just fucking land on full-on genocide as their ideology.
Like it's so bad. Like I've read plenty of bad manga. It takes a lot. See, I'm your basic bitch
Skype
type of shit to where
fucking
it doesn't take a lot for me to like a manga. Does not. I like Dragon Ball Z. You know, I'm pretty sure I like Bleach. You know,
he likes some low tier shit, like straight up.
I like part 1 Naruto before Shippuden. I hate Shippuden, but it doesn't take a lot for me to. Because I am a kid at heart, and I like the turn off brain type of manga. That's why I can read any type of manga. Yeah, because I can read that type of shit. I can enjoy the simpleness of it. But if I tell you a series is bad, you know that a series is bad because it takes a lot.
Or he just doesn't have high enough IQ to understand it, a la Rick and Morty.
Like it's like The Promised Neverland. I'm gonna go into depth why I really cannot stand this series. Thanks to Red, best friend over here.
Dab.
He taught me how to appreciate a series more on an analytical level. I still have the ability to like turn your brain off series, but
duality.
Now I know how to analyze a series and see if it's good or not. And I appreciate the skill because it's a skill I really want. And thanks to Red, I have it. And with The Promised Neverland, it's just that I try really hard, but the characters do not interest me. Like literally almost every single character in this series feels one-dimensional. Like one-dimensional is being too nice. Like if the entire chapter, I can literally explain the entirety of the Promised Neverland chapter in a few words, okay? Just them thinking to themselves. Think about that for a moment. There's less interaction in this series and more thought bubbles in this motherfucking series that I've ever seen. And I put it, and I thought about here. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a test, right? I'm gonna read Black Clover, My Hero Academia, One Piece, Dr. Stone, and compare contrast it to The Promised Neverland. Literally, there are thought bubbles of like narration of a character thinking in their brain in these 4 other series, but then it goes to characters talking, characters saying shit out loud, characters doing stuff. Boom. The Promised Neverland, it feels like every motherfucking panel is them thinking to themselves. Them thinking to themselves and less them talking in reality. It's literally us reading what the fuck they're thinking the entire time. And it's just them reacting to everything that goes on. It's literally just like, okay, oh, he did this, and this. Oh, we have to do this. Oh, we have to do this. We have to do this. Then we'll be like, oh, hey, Ray, Norman, da-da-da-da-da. And then, oh, okay, back to thinking to myself, okay, I told Norman this, and then I told Emma this.
So to jump in here, here's the thing. Like, I've always seen later Promised Neverland as less of a manga and more of like I've always described it as watching a shitty Let's Play of a fucking like Tomb Raider game, right? Because what what it really is like you're not seeing a bunch of characters like go through a fucking like journey. You're basically watching a bunch of robots like take the steps necessary to get to the next thing. So every little bit of dialogue is to advance the plot. There's no just like let's chill and talk dialogue. Let's get to know these characters dialogue. In fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you got Yoshihage Kira like, yeah, this is my favorite kind of sandwich. I'm just going to go in and creepily rub it for a while. And, I just love fucking cats, hate dogs. Like those are like things that don't just directly advance the plot, but that's how you get people to identify with a character, like that character, etc. In Promised Neverland, every piece of dialogue is so just like, okay, I'm Emma, and looks like if we go here, we do this, then we have to do that. And then next we'll do this, and then we'll do that. Now we're here, and we have to do this, and then we'll do that. It's basically just like emotionless robots going through the motions. The whole manga, and I haven't read it in the past couple chapters, but up to a certain point, the whole manga just feels like a shitty Indiana Jones movie with no character, where like the whole manga is just them like solving puzzles, going through temples, traveling. Then there's really nothing interesting to see. At least that's how, I don't know what has happened recently, and you can chime in there once I'm done here, but basically it just has always seemed to me that like you don't have a lot of personality in these characters, and it just seems like a lot of like watching a bunch of shitty AIs like go through a puzzle video game basically.
It's definitely what it is, because even them making the new Promise felt like awful. Like, why is Emma the character was at the beginning of the series known to be like smart, but not like book smart, figuring out hard puzzles that Ray's supposed to figure out. Like,
and that's a good point you make, right? Because the characters are written in such a way that make them feel completely interchangeable. Like there's no like specificity to like each character. So like, it's like they don't feel like they're characters to this author. They feel like they're blank slates. Like each one of these characters is simply just a vehicle to move the plot along. They're not actually characters. So to this author, it really doesn't matter who does what. It's just they're the kids and they gotta do shit. It doesn't. You're right in the sense that like. It could be Ray, it could be Norma, it could be Norman, it could be Emma. It really doesn't matter because, like, they've all really lost any sense of individuality they had, it seems. Because they really do genuinely, like, you can read their dialogue and have no idea. Like, if you just read a script of One Piece, you could probably tell who was who. Like, Sanji talks, he's flirting, okay, well, that's Sanji. Zoro's like, shut up, asshole, oh, it's probably Zoro, Luffy, like, he's my friend, okay, Luffy, right? You can go on Robinson, something depressing, because they feel like characters, they have personality quirks. You go into Promised Neverland, and you take out the art. Every single character is just the same person. There's absolutely no variance in personality. It's just dialogue, not written from a character's perspective. This author has zero ability to put himself into the perspective of the characters created. A good author can be like, now I am writing dialogue from what would this character say and how would they say it. No, he is writing more like a script or a screenplay for a play. Like, it's almost like a first draft before you have the characters ironed out. It's like, here's what needs to be said to advance the plot. And then typically after you'd make something like that, you'd go into another draft where you make the things said feel more like the characters are saying them. But you're still in this first draft area where it's just like, these aren't characters saying shit. It's just, this is what has to be said so that everything's being expositioned to the people reading. So it's the lack of personality and that's, by the way, one of the reasons that, I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't remember any of these background characters because every single one of them is interchangeable. Like, it's like, okay, kid number 27, kid number 43, and then like the couple characters you remember, and even the characters you remember don't have that unique of personalities. So yeah, I mean, you're right.
Because, and here's the thing, adding on to that shit, it's just like the author added, like, if you look at some of the new generation of like how even One Piece, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Dr. Stone, all four, I'm gonna use these four series because they're, whatever. So these four series, are series that have enormous cast of characters. I'm talking about like main characters, like characters you'll probably see like almost every chapter. Like these characters are like your go-tos, right? And each one of these authors knows how to give each of their characters each screen time beautifully. My Hero Academia, the what's his name? What's this nigga's name?
Horikoshi? Yeah.
Koshi. Now, to be fair, I do have some issues with him giving some of his characters more popularity than the others, but at the end of the day, we still know what these characters look like. The dude with the tail has more fucking personality than the majority of the fucking cast in in Promised Neverland. Like fucking a fucking character in Black Clover has more fucking personality than half the characters in my Promised Neverland. It's just like these 4 authors know how to, okay, this character has this trait, this character has this trait, these characters are completely different, they know how to interact. These characters aren't just created just to be here. Each of these characters are created and they do something. They're a part of this world, they're a part of the cast of characters. It's just, it doesn't feel like every character, it feels like every character in One Piece has a purpose. Oda did not create any character to be useless at all.
Even Wanze, the Mad
yeah,
Wanze.
Like every character that's been created in One Piece, I will say it now, feels like they have done something. Every character in My Hero Academia, it feels to me that they aren't just created just for bullshit. Same with Black Clover, same with Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is similar to my Promised Neverland, and they keep adding more and more characters, and every character they add has different personality
and immediately likable, by the way. Immediately
likable. It's not just like, oh yeah, here's just like kid number 25 over here who escaped.
And it would be very easy to do that because they're in a village of like cavemen, basically.
Like he escaped with us, but he doesn't really do anything. He's just here just because. Oh, I forgot to draw him.
Oh, don't forget Phil, everyone's favorite because he has a fucking ooh face.
And it's just like, what's the point of having all these characters if you're just gonna focus on 5 of them? Like, what's the point? You're just adding all these characters for no reason. We don't care about them. There's nothing. They don't do anything. But just because for consistency, you're gonna keep them there. Like, I'm shocked he even remembered half the kids that were even there, because like how many kids? It felt like, didn't you say this in some of your discussions? Like, it felt like every chapter there was more kids than what they escaped with.
Yeah, that was a joke that we kept making. It did kind of start to feel like he was just adding new kids each chapter. Like, I don't know. But then, you'd have some diehards like fucking pop in the comments like, actually, if you go into the comment section or like the in-between sketch on volume 3, he names all the kids, and that's fucking schmoopity poopity over there. I don't fucking know. There's always be someone.
And my issue with this current arc and these past few chapters is that they try to make us feel bad for the demons, try to make us care about the civil dispute that the demons are having. But here's the thing: we don't know the demons. We don't know them. We don't know these characters. You just introduced these characters. You want to do a whole motherfucking flashback about Gillian, about how he was betrayed and how he wanted to be noble, how he wanted to say, "Hey, let's give the lower peasants good food because they're going feral," all this bullshit, and then he got betrayed. And like, okay, why do we care? Who is Gillian? Why should we care about him?
So remind me, it's been a bit since I read. Gillian was the guy that ran that fucking like hunting ground, right? In Goldie Pond?
No, Gillian was someone who. No, he wasn't even in Goldie Pond. Gillian is a character who was.
That name sounds familiar though.
Norman made a deal with him because he was exiled from the kingdom because he was set up as a traitor, even though he wasn't a traitor, because he thought they were stealing like their cattle. So he's a
recently introduced character, is what you're saying?
Yeah, basically, like not recently introduced, but he was during this arc he was introduced. Like,
and I assume like basically nothing about him. So like, yeah, like to do something sad with him now is dumb as fuck. Like here's a good example, right? In Wano arc, very recent shit with One Piece. Yasue from introduction to death was like 25 chapters. But you felt that. Why? Because he gave him a personality. He gave him a purpose. He showed a little of his backstory. You knew what his whole deal was. You knew why he had the personality he had. There was a reason for it. The smile fruit shit. All that in like 25 chapters or less. And then his death felt like... It wasn't like bawl your eyes out, Brooke flashback sad, but it was like, holy fuck. And it meant something in only a couple chapters because Oda was able to make you care about him, and a skilled author can do that. And again, any advice I'll give to any aspiring authors: plot, setting, powers, all that bullshit, figure that out after your characters, because characters are and will and always will be the most important thing in a story. Because if you can get someone to like your characters, they will read the story. They will watch those characters go through anything if they like them enough.
And that's it, bro. It's just like, and if people dig right in the series, it's just like, how can you even remotely think that any of these characters have any sort of emotion or any sort of, like, it's just like, why? Like, it's just, I'm reading this, I'm just like, it's like I'm reading, I'm just, I can't be excited. I'm just reading just to read. It's just like, why do I care about the queen? Okay, the queen's an asshole. All of a sudden, the queen's a good fighter. Like, where does this shit come from? Like, all of a sudden, Norm makes this plan to have them kill each other. But she was like, okay, now you want us to make us care about these characters because what? It's the last chapter and they suffered, but you didn't show that shit. Like, you did a whole time skip. You did a whole time skip showing these characters do nothing. Oh yeah, by the way, we just went all through the Demon Kingdom, and what pisses me off the most is just like, you have Emma trying to say, "Oh no, I don't want to kill the demons. They have families. There's kids there." We don't see this shit. How do we know?
It's shown the classic fucking rule of fiction: show don't tell. Right? So it sounds like they're doing a lot of telling.
This entirety of the fucking manga, the entirety of the fucking plot was to escape. You guys hate the demons. They were killing your family. All of this shit.
There's nothing wrong with humanizing villains, by the way. I love it when you do that. But you gotta, like, show it. You gotta put some effort into it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this entire time, they've been suffering by the hands of demons to go to the fucking pond. The only two demons that they had.
So what you're saying? They've only shown the bad side. They've never shown the good side, and they're just basically like last second saying like, "But there's some of them are good, right?"
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the only two good demons that we've seen, the only two good ones was Musica and Sonji, and then we haven't seen them until now again. And then all of a sudden, they've been suffering by demons this entire motherfucking time, and all of a sudden, like. And then Emma's like, you know what, Norman? I don't want to kill all the demons. They have families. They have a civilization. They're, what the fuck do you mean?
Because the author wanted to set up like a conflict between Norman, an ideology conflict between Norman and Emma, I assume, yeah.
It's like, oh my god, how fucking bad can a series get to where you want your main character to not kill an entire fucking species that's out to eat you. That hasn't been a motherfucking positive.
It'd be like if in Hunter x Hunter you were like, "Yes, Gon, kill that bitch Komugi. Fuck her."
And it's just like, it's like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? But what's the whole purpose of them running away? For them trying to stop their whole fucking cattle, and Emma's gonna be like, you know what? It's smart to kill the demons because they're killing us all, but I don't want to kill them because they have a whole civilization. Even though we never seen a civilization, we never seen the positives of the demons.
Wait. In chapter 100 something, like early, like it was like right around 100-ish, we definitely saw a demon city. Just saying.
No, we saw it, but we don't see that. Like, we don't see what Emma is seeing as a character.
No,
like,
you're right.
Why?
Because the thing that pissed me off the most about Promised Neverland, and you can never, diehard Promised Neverland fans, you can never fucking convince me that this is a good idea. They time skipped over them exploring the world. So they escape, they fucking go to the original shelter, and then it's like, and then over the next couple of years, they fucking, traveled around, but you won't see it The thing you wanted to see the most was skipped over. Dumb. Always will be dumb. And you know what would have happened over that fucking time period? The time skip that happened that skipped over them exploring the world and the demon side of the world, I guarantee you that's where Emma learned about all these demon civilizations and the demon families and the good demons, but we didn't see it. So that's dumb. If you're going to write a series, either end it at the end of your first arc where it was still good. And by the way, that was how it was supposed to be. The original draft of this, you can find an interview, the original draft of this, way more of the kids died, a couple escaped, and that was how it ended. But no, greed, money, contracts, whatever the fuck it may be, made it extend, and now he has to fucking artificially extend it. But he's fucking playing halfsies because he definitely doesn't want to do a fucking 20-year series, which is fair, understandable, but he's doing this weird middle ground where it's like, okay, I'll do like a 5-year series maybe, but I'll skip all the good shit and just kind of like pretend like the fucking readers saw all that. That's dumb, and that will always be dumb.
It was so dumb, man. I don't like, one of the things is just like, people were trying to defend the fact that Emma didn't want to kill the demons. Like, it's a part of her character. She's innocent. She's naive. No, we don't care about that. If you want to fucking save a whole civilization of demons, fine. But why do you? It just seems so stupid. Norman's plan 100% makes sense. It's doable and makes sense to us readers, because the entirety of the fucking series, what do we see? Negative light about the demons. They literally went to Goldie Pond. Goldie Pond was literally a fucking hunting ground for some rogue demons who didn't even want to eat. They wanted to kill kids. And all of a sudden, Emma's just like, I just don't want to kill the demons. They look like us, even though they need to eat humans to maintain their intelligence. And then they use the Sonya. Oh, if you drink Sonya's blood, you can change your intelligence forever. They had that plot point.
Wait, hold on. Remind me. Was that actually confirmed? They actually have to eat humans to maintain their intelligence?
Yes, that you have.
Okay,
demons have.
I gotta fucking rant on that. That's dumb. Here's why that's dumb. The fucking like deep ass like awesome shit about this series, to me, when I was reading that first arc, which was good, the deep part that I always loved was that it was making a message about our consumption of cattle and chicken and all that other bullshit, right? So the way that they could have been just like us, the way I always assumed it was, humans just taste good to them. That's how it should have been. If it should just be, yeah, humans just taste good, you know, like that. So that we farm you guys because you're like a delicacy to us. It's delicious, right? So if you're trying to make them a comparison to us, it's not like, oh, humans, we have to eat fucking burgers, otherwise we'll cease to be humans. So you've definitely fucked up your like they're just like us metaphor at that point.
And what's crazy to me is just like, how the fuck are you gonna try and make these characters like try to say, oh, I just can't get over that, man. Like, you want to risk your life, risk your whole family's life over some demons who've been trying to kill you for years, just because you saw a whole fucking civilization, and then we don't even see any humanization. Like even after Emma does this shit, we see negative shit. We see that the kingdom is corrupt. So you want to save a whole corrupt civilization? Emma, how was that good writing? How was that good writing to me? You could never, ever, ever convince me that Emma all of a sudden, out of the blue, wanting to save the entire civilization demons because she saw probably like one or maybe a few civilizations, and then us as readers are supposed to be like, oh, Emma, you're right. You're such a good, kind-hearted person. You want to save a whole civilization because they have kids and all that shit.
Yeah,
but
that's the problem with Emma's character is like stubborn to a point of annoyance, right? Because like in the first arc, the thing that everyone always assumed was, oh, she'll learn eventually. She'll have her moment where she breaks down and learns, yada yada. Because that was the big thing. Like, she was just dumb in the first arc. Like, nope, we're saving all the kids no matter what. And I agree. You know, I agree with Ray. Ray was like, that's dumb. We should get out with the people that can actually escape. And she's like, nope. And at first it was like, oh, that's gonna be cool because eventually she's gonna have her innocence shattered. She's just a young child. But no, it never happened. Apparently, according to you, it's still fucking nothing there, you know. She never had that fucking moment, and that just kind of makes her like a fucking. It goes from like triumphant, like wow, she's so brave, so triumphant, to actually just so stubborn to the point of annoyance at that point.
Because here's the thing, with that specific situation, it's more or less, it's like the author is trying to make it seem like Emma is always right, because every time Emma's like, I don't want to do this, and the shit that she wants goes her way. So she's like, I don't want to kill demons, so I'm gonna make a whole new thing. Goes to the Promised Neverland, make a whole new pact, and boom, it happens. It's just like everything. Emma's naivety comes true every time. It's just like there's no repercussions. Like she doesn't learn anything as a character because the author gives her everything. Like every plan
that's a good point.
comes to fruition. So she's like, what the fuck is the point? Like every kitty idea that she has, Ray or every character's like, well, no, Emma, it's not supposed to happen. Reality's too harsh.
And then reality bends to her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the author, that's fascinating. The author is literally spoiling his character. Like you'd spoil a kid.
Like, I kid you not. I'm not being over dramatic. This is the Promised Neverland. The author literally spins every idea Emma has and does it in her favor. Every time. Every time.
That's so funny.
It's just like, and you saw the beginning of this when that guy died. Remember? Like, Emma had the choice to literally had to kill off a few kids. She was like, no, I don't want to kill off a few kids. What happened? The guy automatically dies by rogue demon and all the kids survived. Everything that Emma wanted, she has gotten in this motherfucking series. But the only time that never happened is when Norman supposedly died. But guess what? She got that too because that nigga's still alive.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's just
wrapping up here as we hit a half hour. Final thoughts.
It's just, oh my God, man.
It's beautiful though. Fucking godly video.
This series is
this
just
shit's going on Monday. Like it's gonna be My Hero Sunday, Dr. Stone Sunday, fucking this right on Monday.
It's so annoying to me that a series can just touch my buttons. Like everything I hate about a series, this series does. Like the main reason why I like some of these new shonen series is because they have characters. Like I don't give a fuck what you think about Black Clover. Black Clover has amazing characters. I like the characters. My Hero Academia, I don't give a damn if you think it's a fucking Naruto ripoff. It's not. I love the fucking characters. One Piece, characters. Kimetsu no Yaiba, characters. Dr. Stones, amazing characters. Mm-hmm. Characters. These characters are fucking fleshed out. They're good. They have a trope, and it's unique. It's just like, I can fucking have a conversation with a character in Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone, One Piece. It feels like I can have a toe-to-toe conversation with these characters, and it feels real. Promised Neverland, it feels like I'm talking to a motherfucking robot. Yeah. And then the plot is non-existent because, okay, we have this plot, but the characters mean nothing. I don't care about the demons. There's no good side. All the good side that Emma's trying to save, where is it? Like, the only two good demons that we've seen, and that's Musica and Sonju. That's it. Only two good demons. The rest like to eat. And then, hell, all the kids that you're trying to save, hell, they probably eat fucking humans too. So, where's the goal? Where's the whole, like, okay, you're trying to make the pact. So I'm gonna spoil this. That she apparently made was that she wants to separate the worlds. The demons have their worlds, the humans have their worlds. Basically it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's part you can't cross over or some shit like that or whatever. Okay, that's cool. So what's stopping someone else from just breaking your pact, Emma? If you too easily got in there and made a new agreement, what makes you think a demon couldn't do that shit?
Yeah.
Literally, there was a flashback talking about a character who made a pact just like that. So what makes you think someone else can go find the Promised Neverland like you two did, find the clues, and just change that whole pact?
Yeah, that's a good point.
What? So, my final thought is this. To the author of Promised Neverland, I suggest, because I'm going to be honest, your plot's not that bad. Your plot's not that bad. I'm going to be honest. The plot I can see, decent. The plot I would care for if I care about the characters. So my advice to you is write better characters.
Yep.
Take notes from Oda.
Or if you can't, because I understand some people have high skill in some things and not as much skill in other things. So if you have a problem with characters, get an assistant who can fucking give you some advice on characters. There's no shame in that at all. At all.
Because it's just like,
and by the way, we're not delusional. We don't think he's fucking actually going to see this. But, like,
yeah,
it would just be kind of, like, straight up. Like, Thurman's right. I mean, like, the first arc, the setup, godly. Such good setup. Such sloppy dismount. And the concept, so good. The conceptual shit here is phenomenal. But the payoff is just awful.
He just needs to do better, man. And the fans, man, if you guys like Promised Neverland still, more power to you. I ain't gonna bash off for liking the series you like. Hell, people bash me for liking Black Clover still, and Black Clover hasn't really gotten bad in my opinion. But it is what it is. Everyone has their taste, and I'm not gonna bash your taste. If you think Promised Neverland is the best new shonen ever, I respectfully disagree. But if you like that shit, just like people are hyping up Kimetsu no Yaiba because of the anime, that's on you. You can enjoy what you want to enjoy, but it's just goddamn, man. I just can't, like, if it wasn't for me reading this series from the get-go, I would have dropped it a long time ago. But I just have to finish it. I have to see it. I have to see it through to the end.
Yeah. And by the way, I will say, because I did actually get a message from David. So David did confirm to me he is liking what's going on right now. So what I will say about David is when he's back from he's taking a little break from the channel right now. When he's back, expect, like, he'll probably have, like, a version, I may do a video with him where he fucking gives his take on this. This could be a whole fucking argument on the channel. I have no idea. But it could be beautiful. So yeah, that may be a thing. So I'm just in the middle here. I stopped reading it around chapter 100 something, like 110 or something.
So I just had to get that off my chest. Thank God for you two for helping me get that off my chest, man.
And you'll have this is I'm gonna title this some triggering shit like Promised Neverland has gotten awful or something. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking get some real triggering title, get a bunch of haters on it. It's gonna be beautiful.
I can't wait, bro. This has been eating me up for a long time. It kills my soul to see a bunch of good series. And the thing is, too, it's just like, I know there's gonna be like, well, you can't just say a series is bad because the arc's
not one arc.
Bad.
One arc was good. It wasn't that one arc was bad. One arc was good.
Yep, thank you. Rant said it himself. Sorry, but here's the thing. A series is officially bad if one arc is good and the whole arc is awful. Take Death Note, for example. I didn't read it, but according to Red, the first half was good, the second half was bad.
See, but that means half. Here's the hold on. I gotta defend Death Note. Second half, it's not bad. It's just not even as close to as good. It feels like a different writer kicked in, is what I'll say, with Death Note Part 2. But what I'll say is that Death Note kind of like has an ending after Part 1, and then it could have ended right there. And then Part 2 happens. So, like, you can kind of look at it as separate things. That's how I do it anyway.
Yeah, so
Part 1 is fucking masterful.
Yeah, so the point I'm saying is that the second part doesn't ruin the entire series. Yeah, it's not as quality as the first part is, but the entirety of the series isn't ruined because of that shit. Like, there are many series that have bad arcs. I think me personally, I don't think Thriller Bark is a bad arc, but I think that it's not as good as what everyone claimed it. I was like 50-50 on it, but it's still good. I like Brooke. I like the Oars fight. Perfect, right? Mm-hmm. Black Clover. I hated the Witch's Forest arc. It had some good moments in it. Demon Asta. Some more foreshadowing. We got the elves. Foreshadow. Cool. But I just couldn't stand the arc. Right? My Hero Academia. The whole fucking tournament, Class A versus Class B arc was meh.
Yeah, it was just paced awfully, honestly.
Yeah, and then look, the series is not bad. The My Hero Academia arc was fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So that's like I said in the chat and the reviews, every series can have a bad arc. It's the continuation of having a bad arc after bad arc after bad arc after bad arc. Every series is entitled, at least depending on how long the series goes, is entitled maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 bad arcs. Hell, even Bleach had some. Fullbring arc wasn't that good. So yeah, that. But I'm pretty sure the arc after that was pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
much better.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, see, most of these series that, like, there's so many series that had just one shit arc, you know, like, even Naruto, the war arc was just so fucking just like, ugh, you know. So, I mean, yeah. But anyway, wrapping up, that's the point here. It's just, this series has just been consistently on a downhill after the first arc. It's clear the author he doesn't really understand how to write characters. And I don't see how you could argue that any differently, honestly. So I think that people that like this series and people that will defend this series are people that are kind of so drawn in by the concept that they like pretend in their heads that they like the characters too. Because like there are people that are like straight up like, no, you're wrong. Emma's such a great character and Ray, oh my god. What the fuck? Like, come on, man. Look at the characters and the concept and the characters and the plot as separate entities. Separate it, look at it. Come on now. It's for real. And for me, that's peace.
Yeah, and with that, peace.